My name is Hutch, and I make videos and put them on the internet, and this video is brought to you in partnership with chess.com. This is a sponsored video. This was the easiest sponsorship I've ever said yes to. I've been using their site enthusiastically for the last, I don't even know, several years. And I'm going to be walking you through some of the features that they offer with their premium memberships, their diamond, platinum, and gold memberships. The feature that we're going to be discussing today is the analysis feature. They do offer analysis to basic memberships, but the diamond membership offers the deepest analysis. It takes about 6 to 20 minutes to analyze a game, and then it gives you really constructive feedback on where you messed up and what you could have done differently. If you've been watching my chess videos for a while, you'll know that I love the tsunami attack, pushing all 4 pawns into the center of the board in the opening of the game. I've been told over the years that this is a terrible opening, so I'm going to put that to the test. I'm going to play a game using the tsunami. I'm going to pump it into the analysis, and it's going to tell me exactly what I did wrong. If you guys are interested at all in signing up for their premium membership, there's a link in the description of this video that you can use. And in doing so, you throw some wind in my sails. I get a little kickback from that. And if you just want to use the basic version, that's fine too. This is really an invaluable site to me. It has been for a while. So sit back, relax, enjoy this video, and I'll talk to you later. Okay. This guy's already hitting me with some weird moves over here. We might hit him with the tsunami. What if we do a deep analysis on the tsunami? Don't take my knight. I want to do it. Come on. He wants to take it. Oh, I'm hitting him with it. All right. Let's see what analysis says about the tsunami. I'm excited to see what it says about this. Wow. This is some weird chess, man. I'm telling you. I have played a lot of weird chess in my life, but this is on another level. It's because your face is on the wrong side of the screen? I'm not sure. What do you mean? Your face is on the wrong side. D6, where's that? Right here. So, let's do that. Interesting. Boom, boom, and then it's protected twice. I suppose we can do that. Maybe I'll castle on the queen side just to mess with him here. Red Rage. I saw Dunkirk last night, man. To say that I was impressed would be quite the understatement. That movie was brilliant. Okay, let's protect this pawn. And then how's this analysis going? See, this is like just been chilling, doing all this in the background. Says it is 20% done with the analysis. That feature is really awesome. I've used it a lot, and I'll show you guys a little bit more in depth what that tool offers in just a minute here. Where'd you go? Probably that one, right? I might get a little crazy over here. I might get just a little bit crazy over here. So, is it wise to castle here? That is the question. It's probably not. Let's play it. You know, I don't play the tsunami to play conservative. Let's go for it. Here's what we'll do. We'll do it like that. Well, what's he threatening? Is he threatening anything? No. My opponent seems to be playing just like a bunch of non-moves that aren't really doing much. Interesting. Interesting set of circumstances here. You know what? I accept that. I'm going to accept this trade. And then I'm just going to start pushing him around. Excuse me. I think this is good for me. He's got his light squared bishop isn't doing much. I can just bat you away. And that's what I'm going to do. We'll do it like this now. Oh, that's an interesting move. I don't think he has time for it. In fact, look at that. There we go. All right, I'm getting ready to push these pawns. I don't think this is going to end well for this guy. Those are just my thoughts. All right. Does he push the pawn now? Hard to say. All right, let's develop that with tempo. How about that? I'm going to ignore that pawn grab right there. Maybe I shouldn't ignore it, but I am going to ignore it. We'll do it like this. This is tough. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is bad, you guys. Oh, boy, this is bad. See, now this is like this game I feel like is going to be a good game to analyze. Oh boy. How many? He's up 2 pawns. I guess I just got to go for broke here. And just hope he doesn't have any kind of mate. I'm probably missing something. This seems like a really bad situation for me. Gonna do it like that. Yeah, so this is resignable. So if we go through the analysis here, this is standard. Standard. And then I guess here's where it deviates. We'll scoot up like this. And it's telling me that this is an inaccuracy. It does not like the tsunami. It says a better move was e5. So instead of f4, it's telling me to do that instead. And it says that it's going to lead to this variation here. So boom. Boom. And that's where it says it's going to land up. You know, like a lot of the times when you're playing in... when you're playing against like newcomers, then it the analysis isn't going to be spot on. because a lot of the times players on my level aren't going to be making the correct moves a lot of the times. So if we continue on here and we keep going, it lets me know that this was a bad move on his part. Why does it say 6 right there? Oh, that's still in the inaccuracy. Okay. So F4, that was the original inaccuracy, and then we go to knight E8, and that was another, they're calling that an inaccuracy as well, and they say that will lead to, or a better move would have been to push on D5, and it says it will lead to this variation here. So we go to move 7, knight F3, D6, Queen C2, F5, E5, BX C3, CX C3, knight C6, bishop E3, DX E5, FX E5, knight E7. So if I click on this, does it show me anything? All right, we do this. Continue on. Castle, knight G6. It says that is an inaccuracy. It says the better move here would have been to push on B5, which would lead to this variation here. Attacking my knight. Offering the exchange. Knight in the center. It's telling me to sacrifice right there, which is interesting because that's what I was looking at doing anyways. You don't take, and then you push on B3, and you end up there. So you end up in this totally wild position where both the kings are kind of exposed. But instead on move 14, it was rook D to G1, knight H4, knight takes H4, queen takes H4, G3, queen to H3, bishop to F1, queen to H5, queen to D2, B6, and bishop E2, which they're calling an inaccuracy. They're saying a better move here would have been to push on G4. Now, why is that? So where is that going to take us? FX G4, bishop E2. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that. Bishop E7. Attack with tempo on the queen. Queen's got to move. So it's telling me to do an exchange sack with this rook. And then you end up like that. So you give up 2 rooks for a queen. And you get and you bust open this king side just a little bit. So instead, on move 19, we went to queen to G6, bishop F3, rook B8, queen E2, bishop to B7, bishop takes B7, rook takes B7, and G4. So it's telling me that a lot of my moves were were inaccurate in this game. Inaccuracy. So a better move was queen to G2. So if we look at that, it's queen to G2. I'm attacking that rook. He protects it with his pawn. Push on H4. Push on B5. C5. Rook to C7. H5. Queen to F7. Queen to F3. And B4. But instead, we ended up with F4 and then bishop to D2. They're saying that this is an inaccuracy. Better move would have been F2, which they're saying would lead to F3. Queen C2. Queen takes C2. King takes queen. C6. A4. Knight C7. G5. And H5. But that's not what happened. This person decided to push on C5, which they are also calling an inaccuracy. So look at like all these. Like the analysis is like crazy deep. So it will help you find holes in your game. I have to say that whoever is programming this analysis tool is greatly underestimating the power of the TSUNAMI attack. So, I mean, at this point, I can't even vouch for the veracity of their analysis feature. So C5, did I already do this? I did. So they're saying C5 was an inaccuracy. Better move would have been F3. Push F3, queen E3, C5, rook to G3, rook to D7, rook takes F3, rook takes rook, queen takes rook, rook takes D4, b3, and that's the position that you would end up in. But instead, I went queen to f3. He went rook to c7. They're calling that an inaccuracy as well. So let's look at the mistakes. So here they're saying this is a mistake. So instead of this move, they're saying the best move was d5 instead of h4 to push that pawn. And I thought about that too, and that was my first initial reaction when that happened, is like when the position reached this point. So I thought it might be better to fight for these two passed pawns, and it turns out it was a mistake not to go for that. So they're saying from here it is e takes d5, c takes d5, rook to d7, e6, rook to d6, bishop to c3, knight to c7, bishop to e5, and then rook takes d5. So they're saying sacrifice the knight. So instead we ended up with c takes d4, and then they're saying this is a blunder as well. So let's see why. The best move was b3, which would lead to b5, h5, queen f7, bishop to b4, b takes c4, king to b1, cx b3, rook to c1. Wow, we're sacrificing all the pawns here. And then b2. I would have never ever thought of these moves or variations. Okay, so this they're saying is a blunder. The best move was rook takes c4. Ah, that pawn was just hanging. Bishop to c3. What? Oh, I have to do that. Because look at that queen over there. And then he just pushes his pawn like that. What a crazy position. But that's not what happened. We ended up with bishop takes f4, which they're calling a mistake on my part, and they're saying the best move was b3. So it really wants me to solidify that pawn chain right there, followed by b5, king b2, b takes c4, b takes c4, rook c8, a3, rook b8, king to a1, queen to c2. And then that is not looking pretty. That is just an awful position for me. Somebody missed a mate over here. So this is the position that we ended up on. Rook takes c4 check, king to d1, queen to c2. They're saying he had a forced checkmate. Look at how deep that checkmate is. Like, look at this. So they're saying queen to b1 check, king to e2, queen takes b2, bishop to d2. How long was my, yeah. So now he takes my queen. Rook to g2. Rook c to c3. Rook g to h2. Rook f3 check. King to f1. Rook c1 check. Bishop takes c1. Queen takes c1 check. King to f2. Queen to d2 check. King to g1. Rook to e1 checkmate. I never, ever would have thought of that. That is so far beyond what I'm capable of doing. So that's not what happened. I went king to e1, queen takes b2. They're saying that was a mistake. The best move was d3. We'll explore why. So d3, rook to g2, rook e4 check, king to f1, queen to c4, rook f2, rook e takes f4, queen takes f4, rook takes f4, rook takes f4, and then that would be the position that we'd be left in, which is totally losing. That's not what happened. I played queen takes h5. The best move was queen to b3. So what happens if we do that? So queen to b3, check, check, queen takes, check, bishop, check. That is uncomfortable. That is an uncomfortable position. So they found a faster mate down here too. So it played out like d3, queen to d1, rook takes f4. They're saying there was a faster mate here. Let's see what that was. So check, check. Oh, that's brutal. Checkmate right? Yeah. So yeah, that's me walking you guys through the analysis feature that they offer through their premium memberships. Once again, if you guys are interested in signing up for that, there's a link in the description of this video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, and I'll talk to you later.